Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, Attrition, Purification Plant, blue team. It's a bunch of Orks. Two Warbosses. First up is Ghaz, and we have Scrap Goblin. These guys walk through objects, fighting in melee, some powerful offense, disruption and support from the front lines with their angry faces. Alongside is Floid as a Mekboy, teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat, a bunch of versatile orky gadgets. Red team, couple of Space Marine players. Alpha Centauri is a force commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee, can also tank, disrupt and support. Mizu with an Apothecary, a support hero fighting in melee by default, begins with a heal, a passive health, regeneration aura, and rounding off the teams is ShaFex as an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. Mekboy teleporting in to tie up these guardsmen here, does have a sentinel. All three Orc players with double shooters. I see Ghaz taking some damage on the east side with their Warboss. Good smack on those attacks. Sluggers will come through. Looks like those shooter boys are going to be busy capping back there. Scouts are trying to get shotguns, so they're going to try and stay in play here. There's a stomp from the Warboss. Here comes a shotgun blast. There it is. Good special from the Apothecary too. Scouts able to get away without a model loss. I see Floid taking tons of damage here. Shooter boys barely getting out. Sentinel gets the stomp. And there it is. I don't know if those shooter boys will make it out. Where's the las guns? There we go. Shooter boys wipe. Sluggers staying in play. Almost wiping those guardsmen actually. Just got their sergeant up. Inquisitor now in melee with Sluggers. And Mekboy Dapper, of course, helping out. Sluggers taking huge amounts of damage, and they may wipe here. I think they will. That last model got hit to an awkward location, had to retreat so far. And Floid with some early losses gets some more Sluggers on the way. Scrap Goblin with Storm Boys on the way. Their Warboss also had to run. On the east side, big shooters on the double shooter boys. Did they take out? Yeah, they must have taken out a node already. Maybe a gen too. Shotgun scouts not wanting to approach. Mizu joining the front lines here. May see the purification rites, of course. See the Apothecary can punish that Warboss whenever he comes in with the sluggers and stuff. West side, about to turn blue for the Orcs. Sluggers here with burners up. I hear the Sentinel shooting a node in the mid. Picking off on the east side. Warboss gets in, took a whole bunch of damage. There's the stomp. Oh, the Apothecary, I think, was performing a special attack, so it didn't get knocked over there. Shooter boys got ripped up quite a lot. Here comes Sluggers. Warboss is going to have to run. It was judged quite well. And here's an assist from ShaFex. Double Guardsman and the Sentinel all over here. So is the Inquisitor, although she's quite low on health. Orcs piling through the mid for Floid. There's that Mekboy. Tried to go for the VP. Met a bunch of las guns. Here's some darker for that Sentinel. Look at the damage. Huge amounts. If those shooter boys moved forward a little bit sooner. Mekboy trying to finish it and gets it. ShaFex was trying to clear a path rather than repair there. Not sure if the repair would have saved it. I don't think it would have with that teleporting Mekboy. Here's some Attrition Devils. Very versatile infantry squad. Can fight in melee quite well. Using power melee damage. Can disrupt from long range and short range. Suppress you. Support you with a smoke bomb. Whole bunch of stuff those guys can do. Tactical Marines having to flee. They were trying to get into melee with those shooter Orcs. Attritions with their all-reliable grenade launcher there. And they cleared them off. Can they push through and touch the VP? Meanwhile, west side. Uh-oh. Use your choppers on the Storm Boys. The Storm Boys are power melee squad. Very dangerous for those Assault Marines, especially when use your choppers is up. It's still up. This is a global buff from the Warboss. Gives huge melee skill and melee damage bonuses. And tore through the Force Commander so quickly. Just kept on getting knocked over. Because I think they get like 35 melee skill, which means loads of special attacks. And you saw how long it lasted there. It's like 20 seconds or something. Really powerful global. Shooter boys. Daka in the generators. Here's an assault squad for Mizu now. So both Space Marine players going for assault marines. There's a stomp. Scouts getting very, very close for their shotgun blast. I think because they were targeting one of those sluggers back there. Assault squad having to jump out, being chased by sluggers, rocking those burners, which gives them a couple of power weapons. Still in here, these guys. Tax dropping a model. Apothecary trying to brawl. There is the Purification Rites heal. And they're going for Armor of Purity to give them a lower cooldown on that heal. Mizu dropping something in here. I guess it's Marines. It's not going to just be a reinforcement pod if there's nothing around to reinforce. On the west side, big fight. Big old fight. Storm Boys clearing off the Tactical Marines. 2v1 against Alpha Centauri, was it? Yes, because ShaFex was on the east side. And now they can bash power 2v1. Using the burners as well. Should be a very efficient power bash. War Banner being shot down on this side. Where did ShaFex go now? Oh, they had to retreat off. Looks like they're making their way to the west to try and defend here. But it's going to be a full bash, maybe a full bash and a decap. No, it looks like they're not going for the decap. Not going for any war gear for the Force Commander yet. No. So we could see Thunderhammer Tier 2 to counter those Storm Boys with Disruption. Speaking of Tier 2s, we got some from Alpha Centauri and from ShaFex. These Orks are extended quite far, need to be careful. Looks like Floid is looking to flank the east side, actually. Those sluggers are very low, though. 5 models, down to 3 now. Oh, there's a heal from Abataste. I'm not sure exactly what they're tasting. Battery acid from the battery pack. Assault squad coming in. It was a decent idea from Floid. I think his army was a bit too beleaguered to try a flank there. But it maybe dragged some stuff out of position for Ghaz to push through. Beautiful use of crippling volley there, stopping the double sluggers of Ghaz. Now Ham of the Witches goes in. Now can fire that crossbow bolt pistol. Shooter Boys having to flee. Are they going to jump again? Oh, they can't jump again. Shooter Boys leveled up there. Sluggers almost got a model off those tacks. They're very low. Unlucky not to get a model off them there. Razorback on the way for Alpha Centauri. 460 to 460 pretty much. Evened on the VPs. What is this? That's a downed Force Commander. Gonna need a revive from ShaFex perhaps. Oh. Apothecary is also down, but I don't think we're gonna see Lariman's Blessing because Inquisitor can get some XP for reviving them. Level 4 now, this lady. What about the Apothecary? Level 2 with Sanguine Chainsword on the way to help him brawl and maybe avoid having to heal himself with the heal on hits. Shooter Boys level 2 in the mid. Mekboy level 2. Attrition's catching some Daka. They're going to be outranged by the shooters. There's your Razorback then. Twin linked heavy bolter mounted on the top. I think it's 55 DPS, which is quite nice. Quite nice indeed. It's like a full squad of Tactical Marines shooting out. Warboss runs away. Oh hey, Bane Wolf on the field for ShaFex with the chem cannon on top. This thing is unique to the Inquisitor. Very good at melting, well, dissolving infantry, I guess is what it's doing, and messing with this movement. And if you can get it forward towards enemy generators, it will dissolve them pretty good too. Stormtroopers on the way now for ShaFex. Ghaz with a Death Dread. War Truck for Floid into some Tank Busters. Tank Busters also for Scrap Goblin. They do have 2 vehicles to deal with, I suppose. Mizu goes tier 2. Late compared to the rest, but nothing wrong with a heavy tier 1. They got double tax and assault squad, and they kitted out Apothecary coming into tier 2 now. Can they get that through onto the power? There's the big chem cannon shot. I'm not sure what they call this. It's kind of like the bilious discharge from the Plague Champion. Ouch. Tank Busters doing their job. Almost got this Bane Wolf down. Oh, they got in the war truck to chase it. Some guardsmen trying to repair a bit, these guys with plasma guns. War truck is gaining ground because the Bane Wolf is reversing. And they finish it. Bane Wolf is down. So quick. Tank Busters are so good at their job. Warboss on the west side for Scrap Goblin with a Power Claw and spiky armor. So they're suddenly very, very dangerous against everything with his Power Claw. East side. Power bashing going on. Apothecary is down. Easy to revive from this location, though, you would think. ShaFex now coming to support the east side. Levels up. Level 5. Oh, but has to run. Try to run into a Death Dread, which wasn't a great idea. And the Stormtroopers have an assault kit, so they can't really touch the Death Dread either. Although it has backed off. Because double missile launch attacks for Mizu. Anti-vehicle weapon. No sign of the... Yeah, no sign of the Melter Bomb yet for the Assault Marines. In the mid, though, Orks looking to get onto the VP. Heavy Bolter is very, very depleted here. Mekboy could finish them. Oh, no, stop shooting. The Mekboy stopped shooting. I think he just turned around to Cat and happened to shoot them. Could have finished them off there, though. 445 to 391. Double cap for the Orks. They came out swinging in Tier 2. Stone Guard veterans on the field for Alpha Centauri on the west side. Apothecary still down, but is now getting revived. And how did those Assault Marines get away without a model loss? Double tax. Holding their own in melee there. One of them has a Sergeant. He's a pretty good melee combatant. Pretty good combatant in general. And there's a smoke grenade from the Attritions. Breaking suppression and also providing some ranged damage resistance. I think it's 50%. Over on the west side, Force Commander's down. Does have the Thunderhammer and does have a Sacred Standard as well, which is what this effect you see here is. If they're downed with the Sacred Standard, then the area of effect damage buff gets even higher, up to 40%. Need to get close to him though, of course. Stone Guard getting suppressed. Power being bashed again. Orks able to keep up the pressure here. ShaFex having to support both sides. Instead of applying pressure through the mid, they're having to support both sides quite a lot. Space Marine players that haven't really been able to stabilize since Tier 2 came around. We'll see if they can now. Yeah, both of those heroes down. Apothecary falls again. Missile launchers getting shots on a Death Dread, but these tacks are very low. Both of them are quite low, actually. They're going to wipe. Mizu's forgotten about these guys. Crack, down they go. Warboss goes down. Death Dread goes down. That was the autocannon helping out a bit there. Apothecary runs. Now the Inquisitor has fallen. Can't counter here, says Alpha Centauri. They're having trouble with those double sluggers supported by the Angry Warboss, I think. Angry Warboss that went down. Oh, this is Ghaz, dumbass. Yeah, Storm Boys running amok with the sluggers. And the shotgun scouts are down. They do have the Thunderhammer. The Dreadnought would be amazing, but Tank Busters are already up. I think it's worth doing, though, because your Assault Squad can jump the Tank Busters. Run that Dreadnought in. Just be as careful as you can with it. Get some scouts up, obviously. Alpha Centauri does go for Dreadnought. They were just waiting for the power to come in, I suppose. Warboss level 3. Stone Guard veterans down to 3 models. They have their Kraken bolts loaded in. These guys can swap ammo to combat all targets. Assault Squad jump in the back lines. And they get rid, but there's a power bash again. They've been so quick with that, the Ork players. Especially Floid through the mid, but also Scrap Goblin on that side. Apothecary's getting low again. Assault Squad comes jumping in. And there's a Manticore. That seems risky with a bunch of tank busters around. And when you're kind of lacking field presence a little bit as well. But we'll see how it does. Goes in on the war truck. Gets some good hits, but the war truck gets away. Can they wipe out those sluggers? Not quite. I don't think the Catachans could have made it into the retreat path for melee there. What is this? That's just the Mekboy hanging out. Casually shooting things out in the open. Assault squad in against sluggers, but that's double sluggers, and user choppers is up, and a Warboss is there. Purification rights doing huge amounts of work though. Look at that. Can they wipe them? They can. Well done, Mizu. Did not panic at the user choppers. Focused them down and used purification rights, but now are they in trouble again? Crippling volley came in. They survived it. They survived it. There was a merciless strike at the end. These guys didn't even drop a model. That was a great fight for Mizu, supported by ShaFex. West side. Bomber boys exploding on some fully upgraded guardsmen over there. There's a looted tank. Bad news for the Dreadnought. Oh, Dreadnought's gone for assault cannon. Did not keep that thing in melee to punish the Storm Boys. It's a good barrage though, eh? Hell Fury strike dropped in by the Inquisitor. Force Commander trying to keep the Warboss controlled, puts user choppers and Ard Boys on himself, and has a trophy rack. Still chasing him down. More Orks joining the fight. ShaFex having to get out of there. Force Commander needs to be careful now too. Nob squad on the way for Ghaz. Floid has one already. Powerful tier 3 melee infantry. Can go toe-to-toe with anything in the game, especially when they're upgraded. But they don't like being crippling volleyed. And the Inquisitor can get some other nice tools to use against them, such as Excruciators or Purgatus. And I think they should. Force Commander runs. Tax and Sternguard run. That war truck's been pretty amazing for the blue team. Floyd has used it very well. 370 to 239 on the VPs. Mizu now getting a Dreadnought. They've been power bashed so much the red team just can't get into tier 3. What is this war truck doing though? But there's sluggers inside. There are sluggers inside. But they got awfully close to that autocannon there. Shotgun blast may have saved that heavy weapon squad. Nob squad are also inside. They're going to try and get on the Manticore. No. War truck goes down. A flank from Mizu. I assumed those Nobs were going to use their frenzy to go after the Manticore, but I guess not. Where is that Manticore strike going? I don't know. Dreadnought, though, is smacking around some Orks on this side. Has to fight a Nob squad. And Nob squad with user choppers are a massive threat to everything. Has used Emperor's Fist already, I assume. Scouts are right here, but they aren't actually repairing. Is the Dreadnought going to survive? I don't know. There's the repairs coming in. They also chucked a grenade in. Nob squad getting incredibly low. They're trying to finish off that Dreadnought. And they didn't. The Nob squad wiped. Ghaz was trying to keep them in there to finish it, and the Dreadnought survives with 46 hit points. Wow, indeed. That is a clutch moment. Go home, Orc boy, says Mizu. Get out of here. Dreadnought over here, which is, yeah, not as good in melee because it's got that assault cannon goes down. User choppers was up on the Warboss as well, but then they goes down. Look at that. Sync kill from the Force Commander. That is incredibly rare to see that. You need to have a Thunderhammer Force Commander getting the final blow on the Warboss and hoping it triggers. That is superb to see. Awesome stuff. 367 to 193. Crippling volley, stopping the Nob squad in their tracks. ShaFex has not got anything else though yet. They're level 9. Manticore strike. Dreadnought of Mizu needs huge amounts of repairs. and they get the Western VP. 367 to 193. The Orks have taken some losses with their endless pressure, which often happens. But what also often happens is that they lose their tier 2 units and just transition into a bunch of very dangerous tier 3 units. Use the choppers on the sluggers. Ard boys as well. They are quite low though. Assault squad jumping the back lines. Apothecary in there. He really has brawled his little heart out, hasn't he, this Apothecary? Come on, fella. Might be able to get a decap. Assault squad levels to 4 now. Up over 2,000 hit points. Uh-oh. Nob squad on retreat path. Should be okay. These guys now fully upgraded with Mina and Greener, the Nob leader, and the hammers. Bomber boys. Double stormtroopers are one of them anti-armor kit. Another dreadnought on the way for Alpha Centauri. And there's tier 3 for Mizu, and they have tons of red. Could see Terminators in. But maybe it's better to save for a Land Raider. Terminators are great because you can target the weaker Orks and get a bunch of those inspiration buffs going. I think a Librarian with the Force Barrier would be good on a couple of these players too. Well, the Space Marine players, obviously. Force Commander almost level 5, and Red Team are taking the west side. They have stabilized, and they've pulled ahead in terms of army rosters. Blue Team do have a Nob squad up still. Here comes Commandos, and they have Flash Gits. What is Ghaz going to get, though? Flash Gits. And they have a very dangerous Warboss with Boss Pole. This guy, yeah, this guy also has the Claw, but they have Trophy Rack, I think. 361, I should say, to 178. Now dipped below 360 with a 2-to-1 for Red Team. Tier 3 for ShaFex. Maybe they could get an Executioner, Lehman Russ or something. And they did get Excruciators for a sale. Level 10 Inquisitor. Done awesome work supporting both sides, ShaFex. And that Manticore is still around. What level is that Manticore? Still level 1. Has a chunk of XP though, so it's been hitting stuff. Oh, they got an Assault Cannon again. Hoping they can support it a bit better. Scouts are going to stay near it with shotguns and repairs, I think. 345. 178. West side is uncapped. Here comes Floid through the mid. Some shotgun blasting. Warboss fighting Marines up the top of your screen, but the Dreadnought almost takes him out. Does take him out. Fire did it. There is Excruciator Assail into a Manticore strike for the Nob squad. But then the Inquisitor ran away, so she stopped channeling the Excruciator Assail, so I'm not sure what happened there. Was she in danger? Nob squad piling through. Got some plasma guns. Nob squad does not like plasma guns, and he's a level 4 guardsman. Tried to get onto that Manticore, but it moved quickly. Inquisitor survived. If they can chain together Crippling Volley and then Excruciators Assail, this Nob squad should be dealt with, you would think. With the amount of damage they can pour on. They've got melter guns, they've got assault kit fellas, they've got plasma guns, they've got some Attritions that could pile into melee even with power weapons. Oh, Mizu got the Dark Age of Technology and Assault Cannon of their own for this. Huge amounts of single target piercing DPS. Warboss still down over there. 327 to 178. Orks with a VP lead. But they're not having their own way in all these fights anymore. Are you guys going to cap while you fight? Yes, they are. Stern Guard are on it. No, Tax are on it. Stern Guard are pushed forward with Hellfire rounds, acid rounds that will do damage over time to light infantry and heroes. Storm Boys jumping in. Jumping into a bad spot. Are they going to make it out? Some friendly fire there. They did not make it out. Decent fight though for Alpha Centauri. Got the VP. 319-178. Yeah, this heavy weapon squad is in a bit of a dodgy place. Need to back off, reposition. And Terminators for Mizu. No upgrade yet, but they start with Storm Bolters and Power Fists, which is not bad at all. Inspiration on kill. Can teleport, but cannot retreat. Some Kassakin for ShaFex. These guys could also get plasma guns to punish the enemy Nob squads. Almost finish off those commandos. Assault Cannon Barrage. Nob squad with Ard Boys going straight for the Dreadnought. But there is a sail. And they run. Here comes another Nob squad. They could get crippling poison, crippling volleyed maybe. There it is. Now they've got to pile in the DPS. Kassakin haven't been given a weapon yet. A special weapon. Which is a bit odd. Want to keep those hotshot las guns for now, maybe. Nob squad have found the Manticore. And there's a tank buster barrage. Manticore goes down. That barrage is so powerful. Bunch of damage on the Terminators. Flash kits with blasters doing some good work there. This is very dangerous for Marines and Terminators and big chunky infantry in general. Oh, we got Vanguard veterans now for Mizu. Those were level 4 Assault Marines. I guess they don't lose that much hit points, do they? Do lose their Melter Bomb. But they get a bunch of power weapons for it. West side, Warboss is down. Force Commander level 6 doing some great work. Sacred Standard and Thunderhammer. Looted tank on the way for Floid. There's one up here for Scrapped Goblin. 244 to 178. Lehman Russ on the way now for ShaFex. Do they go Executioner? Nob squads are still a big threat, even with that Inquisitor around. Oh, double Dreadnoughts with Assault Cannons on the west side. That's quite fun. That's why Scrap Goblin got the tank up, I suppose. Might be worth getting Beamy Looters. Or more Tank Busters, maybe. Because at least Tank Busters can disrupt infantry as well. A Rock's called in. Mainly on the Catachans. It did wipe them, I think. There's Crippling Volley again. Down goes the Warboss again. Dreadnought gets away. And we have Plasma Kassakin. The Sluggers did not get away. 241, 178. More flash kits for Ghaz. Terminators are fully healed up now. Here comes the Nob squad. There's that Mekboy as well. With battery pack. Is it worth getting super tough beam here? It's so expensive, isn't it? Might help keep the Nob squad alive while they get CC'd though. Ouch. Nice barrage on the mid there. Nob squad brute forcing their way through to this tank. It is a Vanquisher, not an Executioner. And they got some really good damage on. Look at that. That was like 2 swings per model. And he got it down to half health. Having to run though. What level are those guys? Level 2 Nob squad. Very nearly level 3. If they can get the Warboss and the 2 Nob squads running through at the same time, maybe they wouldn't be able to stop that. And they can do some damage. West side. Turning red. Thanks to the Force Commander. Oh, we do see Beamy Looters for Scrap Goblin. The tank has taken some damage and has backed off a bit. Barrage. Double Assault Cannon Barrage turns the Tank Busters into paste. Auto Cannon doing some good work against that looted tank. Look at that. Here come Commandos. They can burner bomb these guys, I guess. Or just shoot them. There we go. There's the burner bomb. Is it going to wipe them? It might. With some Daka. Looks like they're maybe going to make it out. But it got them off the field at least. There's user choppers on the Sluggers. They need to Make very heavy usage of these Warboss buffs, I think, now. 231, 178 on the VPs. Land Raider Redeemer just started for Mizu. Holding the mid, the red team. Nob squad coming through. Onto the Terminators. Popping their frenzy. They don't have much support though. Where's the Warboss? Oh, he's over there. That's Floyd's Nob squad. And they don't have that super tough beam. I guess they want to get some more units up. Nob squad were able to stay in play for a long time there and did good damage to the Terminators. They had a bit more support going in. Here's another Nob squad. This is Ghaz. Just got an taste heal from the Mekboy, but he had to run anyway. Made a little bit of forward progress there, the Orks. But it's the west side that's being problematic for both, really. No one can hold it for long. How are these Dreadnoughts doing? Level 2, level 1. Land Raider Redeemer. You'd expect to come to the west side where the contested victory point is. Is it time to drop these shooter boys? Floid and Ghaz and Scrap Goblin. They all have shooter boys. Are they still pulling their weight? Being able to suppress is very useful. But just replacing them all with flash kits and commandos might be the way to go. Free up some of that population and therefore upkeep. Assault squad here. These are Vanguard veterans, I think, are they? Getting very low. No, those are Assault Marines and they wiped. Assault Marines wiped. Those were Alpha Centauris. They've gone tier 3. Did they throw them away on purpose? They've maxed out their red at 999. This Lehman Russ coming very close, but there's not really anything to punish it. Oh, beamy shooters. Beamy looters, I should say, getting a shot there. And there's a Nob squad. A sail comes in just in time. But here's another Nob squad. Popping their frenzy. There's your Land Raider. There's crippling volley. Did he get them both? Oh, and a frag assault and a grenade. Everything they can to stop these Nobs. But they get in. Should have gone for the Lehman Russ, I think. But they got a few dings on that Land Raider. Both the Nob squads made it out. One of them got very low, though. More flash kits, more Nobs. No flash kits cancelled by Floyd. They've gone for looters for a beamy death gun, I imagine. Down goes a looted tank here. Sluggers punishing the Marines when they better get in. Warboss tried to get onto the Dreadnoughts, maybe. Had Odd Boys on himself. 207, 178. That's the risk of pushing. They don't have a Land Raider to fall back to. Land Raider staying mid for now. Maybe it could come more to this kind of point and support the mid and the west side a bit more. Another Lehman Russ for ShaFex. Tons of red on the red team. They could drop nukes, all 3 of them. Almost 2 nukes each, actually. Vanguard veterans jump in the back line. They still want to keep the shooter boys alive, it seems. I mean, they definitely want to keep the flash kits alive. But they can do that. Anointed power axe now for the Apothecary. Power weapon that drains energy. Or restores energy. And burns it. I'll call that a drain. 181 to 178. 1-to-1 cap. VPs are basically evened up. And Space Marines alongside their Imperial Guard allies looking strong. Looking strong. I think it was the Dreadnoughts that steadied them, you know. Dreadnoughts did some really good work. 178, 178. Warboss has to run. They need to assault as one heaving mass of Orks, I think. If all three of the Nob squads run at the Lehman Russ from different, at the Land Raider from different angles, I don't know if they could stop it. That's a lot of synergy that you have to get right though. And timing. 2 Beamy Death Gun looters here. Big threat to any vehicles. Nob squad on the prowl. Dreadnought coming really far forward so it can barrage. It's painful, eh? It's painful. Nob squad through the mid, but they are completely alone here. Okay, they can't come in alone. The Inquisitor will just deal with them, popping their frenzy. GG, says Ghaz. They think it's over. They can't think they can push. And they are having big trouble doing it. That Warboss went down. Just couldn't quite bring their armies together at the right time to push through all that heavy armor and vehicles and stuff. It's really hard to get that kind of push together in the middle of a game. Down goes a looted tank. Red team now pushing through with huge amounts of force. Critical mass now for the red team. Look at that. They still haven't used any of their red. They're all maxed out, are they? No, there's ShaFex with a loot. I think they were all maxed out at 999, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Look at that mass of stuff there. Crazy. We had a level 5 Warboss for Ghaz. Very, very noisy. Level 7 Mekboy. Level 6 Warboss. Level 8 Force Commander. That Thunderhammer did some really good work too. Level 10 Inquisitor. Level 10 for like 15 minutes it felt like. Well played ShaFex. Supported both sides superbly well. And Mizu's Apothecary also level 10. Get some good smacks in there. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll see you next time.